The Caribbean nation of Haiti has been ravaged by heavily armed criminal gangs. The United Nations estimates that nearly about 80% of the Haitian capital Port-au-Prince is now under the control of gangs. Word on the street, though, is that all of Port-au-Prince is veritably controlled by gangs. Killings, rapes and kidnappings have surged, leading to a violent uprising by certain civilian vigilante groups. Since April, at least about 264 suspected gang members have been killed by vigilante groups. The resulting humanitarian crisis has internally displaced about 165,000 people. Our next report gets you more details.
Haiti is the poorest nation in the Americas. The impoverished nation has been tormented by gang wars and political chaos since the assassination of former President Jovenel Moise in July 2021. His successor, Prime Minister Ariel Henry, has failed to control the gangs. More than 2,000 murders were recorded last year alone, going up by a third from the year before. In addition to this, 1,359 kidnappings were reported by the United Nations in 2022. The Haitian police force, needless to add, remains overstretched, understaffed, and under-resourced. Visiting Port-au-Prince this month, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres had urged for more support for the gang-ravaged nation.
Today I met with Haitians and felt the exhaustion of a population that has been facing a cascade of crises and unbearable living conditions for far too long. I listened to their cry for help and their call for security and for the international community's commitment to supporting the national police in the area of security. I call on the international community to come to the aid of those in need. It's a question of solidarity, but it's also a question of moral justice. The Haitian people have a right to this solidarity. The Haitian people deserve this solidarity.
On the 9th of July, thousands of Haitians took to the streets of Port-au-Prince, calling for an end to the criminal gang violence and the humanitarian crisis plaguing the Caribbean nation. The Relief for Haiti March was called by the pastor of the Tabernacle of Glory Church, Gregory Toussaint. Responding to the pastor's call, marches also took place in Canada, the United States, and France. What is urgently needed, though, is an international force to strengthen the fledgling Haitian police in its fight against these criminal gangs. Despite nearly a year of calls for such a force by Prime Minister Henry and the UN Secretary General Guterres, no country has stepped forward to lead such a force.
By gangs, we're in very active conversations with countries in the region and beyond about such a force, and we're in active conversations, of course, at the United Nations about what it might do to give a force the proper imprimatur from the international community. Part of this involves making sure that countries step up to play important roles in such a force, particularly identifying a country that would play a leading nation role.
According to the United Nations, Haiti needs up to 2,000 additional anti-gang police officers. The dire security situation is getting worse by the day. Heavily armed gangs have expanded their area of influence and now control communities accounting for some 2 million people, with violence now spreading beyond Port-au-Prince. A robust international force is not just the need of the hour, but an urgency that can't be ignored anymore.